You are very, very welcome, and the journey has been uh, great and awesome. So, today is the defend for you to prove that you have been able to uh, uh, perform some of these training tasks which you have undergo from day one. And I believe you guys will be able to show me what you have done. So today is the graduation, and you are welcome. So before we start, let me stop sharing my screen. So now I've stopped sharing my screen. I don't know who will start first. Who will start first? Okay. Uh, okay. I would like to see your screen being displayed for your
Okay.
project, and your time start now for you to define the project.
All right. So can you all see my screen? Good evening.
We can see your screen.
Okay.
So I think you have to zoom. Okay, you have to zoom your screen a little. You have to zoom it. Okay, now I think it's visible.
Is it okay?
So you have to zoom it. Yeah, it's okay like this.
Okay, but the problem is that I cannot. I'm not seeing like I'm not seeing. I cannot see you guys.
You cannot see us.
Yes, I'm only seeing my screen.
Yeah, you can only see what you have shared.
Okay.
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 Now you can be talking then and explain. So you can close this your left and drop bar.
Okay.
So your time starts now.
Good evening, all. I'm sorry I came late. Sorry, I didn't know my data was off, and I was waiting for the link to be sent. So I'm going to defend my project real quick. We are given a data on data set, a sales data set, where we were asked to analyze the data, and some instructions was given to or questions that we to tackle during the course of the analyzing the data. So the first thing I did was to open a Google Colab. Then I have to import the data set. How I did it was I came to this place. You can see where my mouse is now. Where there is files. I click on it and came here. It opened to my document, and I can see the sales data here. That's where I clicked it. Sorry, I clicked it and open it. You can see it loading somewhere here. Though the data is already here already. So I imported different libraries like the pandas as PD, non-py as NP, import matplotlab dot dot py plot as plt cbong, and I also imported calendar. Where why I imported this calendar was the date they gave us was in number, numerical order. It was in 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So I wanted to convert it to January, February, March, April, and so on and so forth. So to read the data set, I use the df equals to pd dot read csv file. Then I came here where my mouse is now, and I copied the part and I pasted it here, including then I put the quotation mark. So to be able to read the data, for Python to read your data, you have to give an instruction, which I did here, df dot head. It will read the first five values, or the first five datas, first five columns. Sorry, let me put that first five columns. Then d dot d dot tail will read the last five. But if you look at this page now, you can see that my data only displays the last five because the df dot tail was the last thing I inputted there. I'm supposed to do something
So
like this.
please close the tab, the job bar, the job bar. Okay, now you can
Oh,
continue.
okay. So for you to read the first five, I'm supposed to do something like this. Running. Um, okay. Uh, okay. This is now the first five. Let me now on the last five. So this I've ordered the data set. The first five, that's the df dot head in bracket five. The first five, it will start. It's read in index form, so it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 to 5, 1, 2 to 4. Then the first question was to find the data date set. There is a method or instruction that on how to get the date set. You have to convert it to date time. So I use an instruction. I inserted the Python where the df the this is an this place. Sorry, yes, this is a column. So I'm referring to that column. I want to convert the whole of the column to a date time. So I use an instruction pd to date time, then the other date that was in the data set here, here, to convert it to date time. So I gave the instruction, then the start date to df square bracket order date dot minimum to be the start date, while the end date will be df dot df square bracket order date dot max. Then he printed the time frame for us as this. So the second question was to get the rows and column. I use df dot shape to get the number of rows and the number of columns. To verify that what I did was correct, you can come here and just come here and say, you can see it here. Just type the df, it will show you the number of rows and columns. Also, you can use this method df dot shape to get your rows and columns. Then you have to check if I was to check if there was any mixing values. Then you can just use the method if you don't want to know the sum, just you just want to know the sorry. Just want to know the only the mixing value. You don't want to know the sum. Just want to know if there is a missing value there from the data set. You can see there is no missing value here. False throughout. But assuming there was a missing value and you want to know the sum, the total of the missing value, you use the df dot is null dot sum to get the missing value. You can see it displays all the columns, and so that all the columns here have 0000 mixing value. So to determine the data type, to know if it's an integer or float or if it's an object, object can be or if it's a string or object, then you use the df. This df is data frame dot the types. It will now display all the columns with the types of data type they are, whether they are float. You can see the unnamed 01 is an integer. So sorry. Order date is a time frame. City is an object. Purchase address is an object, and so on and so forth. So to check if there are duplicates in the value, use the df dot duplicate dot sum to check if there are duplicates in the on the data set. So if you want to give a quick statistical description of the numerical content, you you do the df dot describe to get the statistical description of the numerical aspect. But if you want to do um for all the data inside the data set, both in the columns and the object, you use this df dot describe dot bracket include equals to quotation all to know check for all the values in the data set. To drop the irrelevant columns, I drop the irrelevant columns using the instruction df dot drop the these are columns. You can use this method, or if you want, you can also do something like df dot drop bracket column is equals to sorry, I'm coming. You do something like this df dot hope I hope you guys are following. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
I
you
can
can
hear you.
continue. You can
I'm with
continue.
you.
Okay, okay. So to drop, you can use this method. Okay, you can also use this method like this. The difference is this, that once you are using this method, since you have included the columns, there's no need to put axis again. You can see if you come here, you can put axis equals to 1. This 1 means that you are trying to drop the columns. But since you have already mentioned the columns here, here, there's no need putting the axis again. So this will automatically, sorry, yeah. So some of my keyboard is not working. That's why I always make use of this. You can see it. They have removed the unnamed 0.1 and unnamed 0. They are not relevant for our data analysis, for what we are trying to analyze.
Sorry, please, can you go back a bit?
As you go up,
No, just go back. The last this thing from the now.
yeah, in this place,
Yes, okay, to remove those two columns. That's what I wanted to find out.
yes, I use this is also. You can use this or you can use the. That's one I use up. You can use this method, but you put axis that to indicate that you are trying to remove the columns.
Okay, that axis means the first.
The
Sorry, please.
axis equals to 1. The one there means that it is a column that we are trying to remove. If it's in row, you put axis equal to 0.
Okay.
Yeah. But since I've included the columns here, there's no need to put in the axis again. So how to uh, how many unique orders that are in the data set? Can you mic mute, can you mute please? The noise is affecting me. Yeah, thank you. How many unique orders are there in the set? There's a method called the NUnique. That's the method used to determine the unique orders in the data set. So I did unique orders equal to data df data frame in square bracket order, because it's the orders that we want to know. So the order id dot unique dot any unique bracket, this printed the unique orders. The unique order means the number of order that was not repeated in the data set. So which distribution of order, example, status example, this was not given for us. There was no option or coding for whether the order was delivered or if it's pending. So then, how many unique customers that are in the data set? There was no place for customer, but there was a place where they indicated the addresses of the customers that bought the goods. So I used it to determine the unique orders and the unique customers in the data set. The customer that just bought once, that they were not continuously buying, like they did not buy more than one goods. That we have 1,004. We have, is it 14,789, 787. So which countries are included? Though the country was not given, but given from the cities there and the addresses, it shows that it was a city in the USA. So I can say that the countries included in the data set is USA. What is the distribution order across different regions? The region means, from what I googled, the region means the state. State was not given, so I decided to use the city to get to use it as my reason for and to determine the distribution of orders across the different regions. So I said orders across different cities equals to df dot group by. I have to group city and order ID dot count. This will count the number of orders from each city. So you can have that Atlanta have 14,881, so on and so forth. This was not arranged whether it is in ascending or descending order. So so for me to get the top five cities with the highest number of order, I have to sort the order across the city by ascending order. And I use dot head five. That's the first five. So that's what it is. We have that San Francisco has the highest order, followed by Los Angeles, New York City, Boston, and Atlanta. So product category. How many unique products are there? There was no product category in the data set, but I used only the products because product was given. So I used df df bracket product. This is indicating that this is a column in a data set. Data frame under the column of product, find the unique value dot any unique. So it says that we have 19 unique customers in the data set. So what are the most popular product category based on sales? Sorry. So to find the product based on sales, you are considering product and sales. So you have to group product by the sales, some of the sales, to know the product that is more popular in the sense that the product that created the most revenue went on sales. So we have that MacBook Pro laptop had the highest sales or made created enough revenue. No, this is different from most popular. Okay, most popular product based on sales, not based on order. So they identify the top selling product, the one they sold most. Is different for this one is like when this particular page now is like when you said the one that is more, I will say more expensive, like it generated much money after sales because the price, the price from the data set, the price differs or varies. So this one is more costlier than the other ones. So to know the one that the people were frequently buying, the most top selling product, then I have to group by product. I group product by the quantity of orders to know the sum of the quantities of the orders, that the orders at which the customers were demanding for the products. So it came out that the AA batteries 4 pack was the most ordered in this country or this sub that have the data. So I did the first five. To get the first five, I put dot head bracket five. So this was not included in the question, but I wanted to find it out. So I did for the less popular product too, to know the one that they are not selling most. This is the last five. You can see that LG dryer was the least, followed by LG dryers and the LG washing machine was the least in the data set. The people that we are not mostly buying or doesn't have that is not less popular. Let us put it like that. So sales by month. This assignment, when I was doing it, I have not yet made my research concerning how to convert this month that is. You can see here you have 1210 that is staying the way they gave us in the data set. It was yesterday that I was able to get the code for that one. I was able to research and was able to get it. So this I tried to this was not in the question given. So I did my own to add. I did my own add my own, for example. So I wanted to know the months that they made the highest sale. So you can see the highest sale was done on the 12th month. So if you still go down, I will see so where I did it after I've converted this month to calendar date calendar, yes, to calendar dot date name. Date name or month name. When we go down. So customer segmentation, there was no segment, there was no segment column in the data. So this particular question, customer segmentation, was not really relevant because there was no place for segment in the data set, and also there was no insight given to us concerning the shipping of the goods and the other things on this part. So we are asked to describe what's the overall sales value, sales overall distribution of sales value. I I use the df.sell.describe to describe the values or the values in the column. We have the count, I mean the standard deviation, minimum 25, 50, 70, and max 80. So I also have, okay, I wanted to, yes, to distribution of sales to plot it. I plotted it. You can see the plot. This is the distribution of sales. Okay, are there any outliner in the sales data? Yes. Though I was finding it difficult to do the outliner, so I googled it. So I saw something like this. This was used to determine the outliner. So I'll still come back to this outliner.
Okay, wait, please wait. Go back. Go back. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, where the print is. That
yeah,
place is so the print. Remove the print and the bracket and
yeah,
leave just the, yes. Remove the print. Yeah,
and
the
the bracket.
bracket. Yes, remove it
And not okay, bracket too.
and remove the other row and let's see. So scroll down. Let's see. Okay, you can continue.
So the another question was, can I visualize the distribution of sales for each product? Yes, I can do that. I used the box plot to plot it using the what they call it, CBONG SNS to plot the distributor. Though, being honest, it was the collab that gave me a hint on how to plot this. So as I was typing plot figure, this came out. I studied it and I used it to plot the box. I used box plot to plot the distribution of sales for each product category, and it came out like this. So the last question was calculate the total profit for each order. What is the minimum average profit margin? Identify the top 5 order with the highest profit. The data given to us doesn't contain anything concerning the cost. No, cost minus sale is equals to, sorry, sale minus cost is equals to profit or loss, depending. So there was no value for cost or the cost of the goods, how they put it. So assuming we have the, the cost of the goods, then from there we're gonna know how to do the profit, if they made profit or loss. Then, like I said, now I wanted to convert the date, converting date month, sorry, in form of 1, 2, 3, 4 to 12 to January to January, February to December. I googled it and I saw this instruction. This is the month. You can use any. Yeah, this is like creating another column inside the data set. But I don't want to have two double months inside the data set, so I have to use this. I have to use the month here. See the month here. I have to use it again. You can use any other. You can use month dot abbr for your own. So it depends on what you want to call the columns. Huh? So this month is the month inside that was inside the data set, the column inside the data set given to us. The ones above, not this one here. The ones above, given to us above. Then you apply lambda x calendar dot month underscore abbr. Or if assuming you don't want to use this, you can permit me control C. You can use something like this. Here, if you don't want it to be in Jane or in the three letter words, want it to be in full. You can see now. You can see December in full. But if you don't want it to be, if you want it to be in abbreviation, you can use this instruction. Moving on. So this was not included in the question. I tried to do it like trying extra something. I wanted to know the sales per month, some of the sales made each month. So this is what I discovered that it was in January, sorry, December that they made the highest sale, and lowest sale was in January. So I was trying to know the sales per, sorry, this should be sales per month. Sales per month. So I plotted the bar chart of the sales per month. You can see from the chart, the December had the highest sales, followed by October, April. So I also wanted to know the product, the product amount of products sold each month, on the amount of products, like number of products sold each month. You can see it also December has the highest number. The list num the list was January. And I plotted it too. So also I wanted to know the some of the products, the product that sold mostly in each month. You can see in April the highest number of products that was sold in the April was USB hyphen C. USB-C charging cable board sound spot was sold highest in April. August, followed by August, you can see the product that was sold highest. So my summary of the key finding, I found that the top five city, I discovered the top five city with the highest number of order was identified. The popular product was identified as AA batteries 4 pack, having about 31,017, as it was ordered from 2019 1 January 1st January by 307. The least popular product is the LG dryer having about six, six quantities ordered. It also has a large unique order and large unique product. It has 19 unique customers. There are no missing data sets. The highest number of sales was in month 12, having these values of sales. Why month one have the lowest number of sales, having these values. So my recommendation was that more sales are done in 12th month, and I recommend restocking before the 12th month. Talking before the 12th month. All batteries will be available always. Promotion and discounts will be done on months with the lowest sale or and on less popular product to increase demand. The product cost price will be entered in order to check if yeah the product cost price will be entered in order to check if profit or loss is being made after the year. Underperforming products will be reviewed and possibly phased out. That was my own recommendation based on the what I've analyzed. So going over to the plots. Sorry. It's loading. I don't know. Am I supposed to open the Power BI? Someone
Okay,
should.
it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You don't need to open it.
Okay. So these are my plots. The top cities with the highest number of orders. You can see San Francisco. It was Francisco followed by Los Angeles. This one is the popular product. The top five products. You can see the as we have seen before the AA battery. This is the diagram. Sales made each month. You can see, like I said, it was December that has the highest sales. And this was January.
Okay,
This was
okay, okay, Soto. I think this is clear to me. And although my recommendation is, first of all, you have to give an heading to your the dashboard, and also make your dashboard look more colorful, and also good job
okay.
from you. You did a great job. And I appreciate you for your expanding your knowledge, and also for the work done in researching more. Thank you. You have done great. Okay. You can
Okay.
stop sharing your screen, and I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Sorry. It said this is a dashboard. This is what it's called.
This dashboard, you have to make it more colorful,
Okay. Okay.
and provide a title or heading for this your dashboard, okay?
Okay, sir.
And also, when you are working, I find out that in your Python, your work was too jam packed. Try to create spaces, okay, and try to titled or comment every step you take, okay?
Okay. I use using hash.
Yes, try to
Okay.
comment it as a developer or as a programmer. You have to comment every step you take. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Kudos to you. You did a great job. So you can stop sharing. So Mrs. Abigail, you can now take over to defend your projects.
Right, so let me share my screen. 1 minute, sir.
Mommy, hmm, mommy, please help me check your expiring date.
1 minute, sir. Please, sir.
We are going to check the expiring date, okay?
But this is already.
Okay, you like so far. Um, so I don't know if you can see my screen now.
Yes, you can see, we can see your screen.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Let me stand on the existing protocol family class. Don't disturb me. Do you hear me?
Okay.
Tomorrow I'll do it for you, please. So, I started first by importing Panda, Matplot, NumPy, and Seaborn. The Panda is just so that I can manipulate the data. The Matplot is for um,
Okay,
for visual.
Mrs. Abigail, before you start, please close the tab
Okay,
at your right left hand, okay? Close it.
okay, sir.
And
Is it okay?
I want you to zoom your screen a little.
Hmm?
Okay? Good.
That's
No,
that's
back. It's too much. Oh, I
Is it
think a
okay?
little. A little. Okay, good.
Is
It's
it okay
okay
now,
like
sir?
this. Yes.
All right, sir. So the first thing was to import pandas. This is to help us manipulate data sets. Then a matplot. Matplot is to help with visualization. Then the numpy is for numerical operations like statistics. The seaborn is also for a visualization tool. So that was the first thing that I did. Afterwards, I imported the data using this file icon at the right. And after importing, should I show that after importing the data, I copied the file path and then I pasted it here. So we
No,
did this.
you can proceed. You can proceed without showing that. Okay, you can proceed.
Okay, sir. So this one was so we did this to read the file and load its contents. So that was what we did next. Then I called the F here. We can actually use the F head. The F head will give us the five first row, or we can use the F tail, which will give us the last five rows. But I just called the F here, so if you can see, it gave like almost everything. But there's a space, yes, meaning that there are some that it did not capture. I was just playing around it and then it came up like this. But we can use the F head. The F head will show only the first five rows, whereas the F tail will show the last five rows. So when I did this, automatically it brought out the number of rows and number of columns. But going forth, the first question was, what is the frame of the data set, the start and end date? So what we did was we first of all convert the data column, or the date column rather, convert the date column to the date time. So that was what we did here. Other dates. The other date is the day. So we have it here.
Okay,
Other dates.
Mrs. Abigail,
So,
I think when you are defending, you are using we.
uh, I'm used to when I don't mind me. I'm used to saying we because most times when I'm presenting, I present my teamwork. So that's why I'm saying
Because
we.
when you
And
use
we
the we generalize it that you are not the only one.
Okay, so
who work on it?
so I do a lot of presentation. I work in a team, a research team. So most times when I'm presenting, most of my presentation is my teamwork presentation. I will try as much as possible to say so. So what I did was I will call myself back to that. So what I did here was to first convert the date column to which is what we did here. We defined that, or I defined that, and afterwards I went ahead to define the start date. The start date will be order date minimum. So the minimum is like the least or the beginning, whereas the end date is like the last date. And then I did print. So I called this start date function here so that it can appear as start date and end date. So if you can just call start date and it will just give you the date, and end date it will just give you the date. But just to make it more elegant, that's why I put the start date function and the end date function in between, and that it now gave me this. And then the next question says, how many rows and columns are there in the data set? Already, we had already seen, or I had already seen the rows and columns from here. But I remember when we were taught um, to check the number of row or column in the data set. So when you check shape, shape, the shape tells you, if you put shape and then you put it in bracket 0, it tells you the number of rows. And then if you do column and then you do shape and 1, it tells you the number of column, which was what I did. And we have the number of rows and the number I had number of rows and number of column, which is similar to what is shown up here. And then the next says, are there missing values? So for the missing values, I use the f dot is null. There's also another code that can be used. The f, sorry, please 1 minute, let me plug. There's another code that can be used. That's the f dot is na or now, which means not available. So that tells us the number of missing values. If I print the f dot is now and just remove this sum, it just tells us, or it tells me true or false. But if I put this sum, it tells the number of missing values in the rows. So what we have is all these are the these are the column rather, and then these are the missing values, number of missing values. So it tells me that there's no missing value in the data set. Then the next question says, what are the different types if it's float, integer, if it's an object, and then we can see here the unnamed one is an integer, object, float, and for all the columns, I got to see the various type of data sets. Question 5 says, are there duplicates in the data set? To obtain the duplicates in the data set, if there's any duplicate at all, I use the f dot duplicated dot sum. So dot sum returns the sum of the whole values if there's any duplicated values. And then I went ahead to do print duplicates, and it tells me that there is none, 0. Question 6 says, give a quick statistical description of the numerical content in the data set. So to get the numerical content, the statistical description, which is like the mean and all of you just use the f dot describe. The f dot describe. So you can see the mean, the minimum, 25%. This is like standard deviation, the deviation from the mean. So it's just a brief, and then we have the standard deviation here. We have max. So that's for the statistical description. The next question says order statistics. How many unique orders? Ah, ah, my this is just jumping. Sir, please 1 minute. Okay, it says how many unique product categories are there? So for the unique product, here we I have to do product and unique to get the number of unique products, and then it happens to be 19. It says what are the most popular product categories based on sale. So here I grouped the product because we are comparing two columns. We are comparing the products and the sales. So I first of all grouped the product and the sale and then the sum, and then I called the most popular product, and that was MacBook Pro laptop, which is the most popular product category based on the sales. The next question says, can you identify the top five selling products? So for the top five selling products, I also grouped the product, the quantity ordered. Now this one I was a bit confused. It says the top five selling product. So I don't know, somewhere along the line I wasn't really wasn't really getting it. But I thought it was just product and quantity ordered, but it wasn't giving me. So I checked and then I had to add because it says the top five selling products and largest. And so we have the products here and the quantity ordered there. Then moving on, it says the customer segmentation. For customer segmentation, there was no information as regard anything about customer on the data set. So I wrote that there is no information regarding customer segmentation data set. For the average value, order value, the same thing, there's no information regarding order value on the data set. Then for shipping inside, these three questions, what are the different shipping modes? There was no information on the data set concerning shipping modes, order date and the delivery as regards shipping modes. There wasn't anything talking about shipping mode, so I just left that. Then the next question talks about sales distribution. What is the overall distribution of sales? For this one, I will not lie, I had to ask question because I did not know what it was. So I had to I decided I have to plot. So here, that's where we use the PLT. I had already imported the matplot Seaborn, and so that was what I employed here using the distribution of sales. That's as the title on the XM axis. With sales was to be plotted against frequency, and then did show. So that gave us this. Then the next question says, are there outliers in the the sales data? I did not really know how to call for outliers, but what I noticed was this value. So I know naturally or normally that an outlier is like a value that is way far away from the other range of values. So it could be either lesser, far lesser than the normal values or the other values, or far higher. So I think that this might just possibly be the outlier, but I did not know the code for it. So I think I just left that. Then this one was also a plot of and sales value. Sales value. This one I use the matplot to plot it. So we have the count and the sales to give us that. The next question says, um, can you visualize distribution of sales for each product category? I couldn't do it. I tried, I couldn't, so I just left this particular one. Then the next question was about profits. There was no information regarding profits. on the data set. So the same thing for average profit margin. There was no information as regarding that. Then it says identify top order with highest profit. There was also no information regarding the profit. Then for project deliverables, say summarize the key findings. So the first one was that there was no missing data of the data set. Then these batteries uh, is the most popular product. Then the five top cities are San Francisco, LA, New York, Boston, and Atlanta with no highest number of sales. And then there are only 19 unique products. So for my recommendation, I didn't really know what to write in my recommendation. The only thing I could think about was that for the least popular products, they can be removed. The least popular product should be removed. That was the only recommendation I could think of, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mrs. Abigail, I
Yes,
think
sir.
there's no question that doesn't have an answer. So you should try to, whenever they give you project, try to do extra miles research. So my recommendation for you is to do extra research, and also you don't leave question like that. Whenever they give you question, you have to at least drop something, and also when the person say it will the person will understand what happened there. And also when you are doing your project, you should try to make sure that no no uh, recom if there's no recommendation, you have to go back, look from the beginning to the ending, and give a more detailed recommendation, please. Okay, you did a nice job. I
Okay, sir.
grabbed and I got what you defined, and I saw some important area which I think I was amazed by you. You did a great job. And also, I would like to see your Power BI visualization.
Okay, the problem with the Power BI, in fact, today I was just praying to God that my system will not crash. When I open it, the thing is just, it doesn't, I could not, I just left it. That's why I'm even able to connect, as it was just dragging just the way it did on Sunday. So somebody was suggesting that I should upgrade. I don't know if I
Okay.
try to open it, if it will. But let
It,
me
it,
let
no,
me
don't
try it
open it.
and hey,
Don't open it.
already
Okay.
already
I
close.
saw the
Uh,
issue concerning the loading of the Power BI. You need to upgrade your system. And also, I saw the display you gave us, the dashboard you gave us. And although I'm happy that you did something, but try to always play with graph. I think three graph is not okay.
okay, sir.
Try to play with graph, tables, and bar chart, pie chart. Try to play with them, make it more colorful and more detailed, and provide heading for them.
Okay,
Although,
headings.
yes, I acknowledge everything you guys have done. You guys uh, have shown a proof that you learned a lot from CM Tech, and I believe that these CM Tech have impacted knowledge in you and teach you what to go about in future use. So, what I would like you to say a word to CM Tech, and how do you feel from the very beginning to this end, and how do you see this community? Is the community impactful, or you want to recommend or suggest for the community for them to improve?
Okay, sir. Is it I should go first?
Let Sonto go first. Okay, Sonto, you can continue.
Okay, good evening. Can you guys hear me? I'm not being
Yeah,
heard.
I can hear you. I can
Yes,
hear
we
Oh,
can
you.
hear you.
okay. Uh, I would say I'm the happiest man here because this is not my first time trying to learn this. There was a time I registered for online class somewhere, and they were doing most of the theoretical aspect. It became bored. I couldn't continue with the. I couldn't continue with it. But